Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Legend of Korra / Avatar news update video. Yeah, some decent news to talk about for this one, including some big leaks. I'll say at the start of the video, I'm not going to discuss the actual spoilers from the 4 episodes that leaked in Spanish. I'm just going to discuss the fact that there are spoilers out there. I'm not going to talk about details and stuff like that, so you won't be spoiled by watching this video. I'll get to the leaks towards the end of the video. For now, I want to cover the other news, the stuff that's actual news. First up, released just yesterday online was the new Avatar The Last Airbender Flash game on Nick.com. It's called Rise of the Avatar. And this is the big game they're using to promote their Rise of Avatar weekend, which Nick are doing from this Friday until this Sunday, where they're going to air all of Avatar The Last Airbender over the course of 3 days. So, pretty big event. Don't know why they're making a big deal about Avatar The Last Airbender when they have confirmed that when it's confirmed that Book 3 change is completely animated, ready to go. 4 episodes leaked out this week. Why aren't you promoting Korra? I'm not sure. Maybe they're building up to a Rise of Korra weekend and then the release of Book 3 change. But either way, it is nice to see Nickelodeon doing stuff with Avatar The Last Airbender. But the key thing here is this new game, Rise of Avatar. It's up online. Here are some screenshots from the game, including the title screen and some gameplay. I don't like the game that much at all. It's well made in that I think the graphics are like pretty cool for like a Flash game, and it's very nice looking, in terms of capturing the world, and the characters reasonably well, the bending looks nice. The problem is the gameplay. It's just not good at all. As you can probably see from the screenshots, it's grid based, so you're moving around basically on squares, trying to aim bending attacks at other characters who are also moving around the squares. But the thing is, it's not turn-based, so it's so difficult to actually hit people, especially in stuff like boss battles when like Zuko's flying around the place. And so you're trying to walk around a grid pretty fast, like you can move from squares all over the place. Zuko's doing the same and you're trying to aim, and all the while the controls are just really confusing because the way the game is that an isometric projection, so you're looking at it kind of down, but the world's at like a 45-degree angle. So when you like say like, okay, I'm gonna press up on the keyboard, is that going to send me this way or that way? And then like if I press left, is that going to be this way or that way? It's just so awkward because as easy as it says, like it specifically says that up will make you go this way, you eventually get it. When you're trying to really quickly like turn around and hit Zuko, who's just moved the square to the side, and you have to like kind of avert your aim, it's so awkward because you're just kind of press right, but instead you're like looking down instead of right, and then Zuko hits you because he's quicker than you, he has unlimited energy, and then you have really low energy. I just really found the game frustrating to play. The only interest I still have in the game, I don't really want to play it again, is that the game seems to have 4 different levels. They're really short as well. Like, when I finished the first level, I was like, wow, I can't wait to see the next level. Maybe they're going to go Siege of the North, because the first level was based on Blue Spirit for Book 1 Water. But then I was completely shocked. I'm like, no way. They're going straight to Book 2 Earth after that. And yeah, you finish the Blue Spirit level, you walk into the next level, and then within 5 minutes you're battling Zuko as if it's, the Crossroads of Destiny thing. It's really weird game. And after that there's a Book 3 Fire level, but there's a 4th level that is as of yet locked. There's a code that we're going to get during the Rise of Avatar weekend, so Friday, Saturday or Sunday it's going to unlock this level. They promoted this game with the fact that some of it takes place after the series, so potentially we could get some new information from the final level. That said, I'm not too confident given how the the game portrayed the story of Avatar: The Last Airbender in the like one and a bit levels I played. Like literally, the Book Two Earth level consisted of you start off in the Earth Kingdom. Sokka's there. He says you need to find an earthbending teacher. You walk into one room, you do some stuff, hit a few switches, knock out a few firebender people, go back into another room. Toph teaches you earthbending. Walk into the next room, you're fighting Zuko. Zero plot, like don't tell you why you're embossing Say or any of the real plot of the game. So I'm not expecting much, but try it out. Let me know what you think of the game. I don't think it's good. Now, getting into the next piece of news, which I was really excited for, I'm just going to say it right now, the How to Draw Legend of Korra book. And I've talked about this before on the numerous times that little pieces of information have come out. The announcement, the cover change, the release dates and stuff like that. I've talked about that. And you probably know that I'm pretty excited for it because I want to know how to draw Korra. I can't draw at all. This book should be interesting. Not expecting too much from it, but it should be fun. We got 4 preview pages just yesterday, and before I show you them, I'm just going to say, wow. Never has a preview of anything made me just go, I went from like 100% I'm getting this book to 0%, kind of like, I really don't want this book unless I'm getting it for super cheap. I'm just going to show you the pages and let you figure this out for yourself, so here they are. So yeah, there you go. If you look at the page numbers on these things, you're like, it's I think it's page 10, 11, 12, and 13. So they're in a row. So when it says, step 4 for Korra, that's the final step. And then the same for Amon. That's the complete how to draw thing. 3 steps. Draw a circle, draw a few extra circles to complete the wireframe and stuff like that, and then draw all of the detail on the character. That's step 3 to 4. Is basically add all the details that's basically drawing the character to it. This book has become an absolute joke. And even someone who got the original Avatar: The Last Airbender How to Draw book says that apparently the Amon How to Draw wireframe thing is actually a rip-off of the How to Draw Aang section of that book because it's the same pose. Because if you look at that looks like Aang's head completely. It doesn't look anything like Amon's head, even though the pose is very similar to one that Aang does, holding his glider like that. So yeah, this book seems like a complete kind of cash grab that this company who's doing this book got the Avatar license, put some stock images together, and got some stuff from other Avatar How to Draw books, put in some steps, maybe drew a few circles of their own to get people started, and just are going to put this book out on September 1st. To me, unless this book's, when it actually comes out, looks amazing, like it has book 2, possibly 3 characters how to draw and has some interesting stuff to it, this book just does not look good at all. The retail price is like $9.95, and I don't think it's worth that if it's just going to be 4 steps of nothing pretty much. And I've seen a few people try to defend the book just by saying that, look, that's how art is, but the whole aim of this book is that it's meant to get people into drawing Avatar characters. I was like, I like Avatar, I'm going to use the fact that it's an Avatar how to draw book to get me into drawing full stop. And I know for me, I can't really draw that well. I can do, origami, technical drawing to draw papercraft and stuff like that. But I'm really not good at freehand drawing at all. So, although I wasn't expecting like hundreds of steps to draw a perfect Korra or anything like that, I was expecting a little bit more than, draw a circle to represent her head, draw a kind of detailed wireframe, and then just thrown under the bus with like, okay, and now draw her hair, draw her eyes, draw her nose, draw her clothing, her boots, draw all the shadows in, and you're done. And it's just completely unhelpful. defeats the purpose of the whole book in my opinion, and I really don't think there's any defense for this book. I, I may end up getting it just because it's a piece of core merchandise. It's going to have some, at the very least, stock pieces of art. There are 64 pages in this book, and it kind of makes you wonder, if Korra and Amon are on page 11, or in like 13, stuff like that. They have to go through a decent amount of characters unless they do Korra multiple times and stuff like that. So maybe I'll have some coverage of this book when it comes out, maybe not, but wow, it's really gone down in my expectations in terms of, I wanted this book to be really good, it just hasn't turned out well. But yes, now it's time to talk about the leaks. For anyone who's missed it, what happened was that, one, they're not leaks. As much as that's been the word going around, as much as even I've said it, it is just an easy way to say that episodes have come out not on Nickelodeon America on TV or anything like that. These were actually officially uploaded. As much as they were mistakenly uploaded, they are still official. These 4 episodes, episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6 of The Legend of Korra Book 3 Change, were uploaded, I assume accidentally, by Nick Mexico to the Nickelodeon Mexico website. I don't know if they've taken them down since. I would assume they would have had to. But either way, the episodes are all online right now. What they did was that they, in the place of The Legend of Korra Book 2 Spirits episodes 5 Peacekeepers, 6 The Sting, and Beginnings Part 1 and 2, 7 and 8, in the place of those 4 episodes of Book 2, they had Book 3 episode 3, which is The Earth Queen, episode 4, In Harm's Way, episode 5, The Metal Clan, and episode 6, Old Wounds. They're the names of episodes 3 to 6. If you want to know what episode 1 and 2 are, it's A Breath of Fresh Air and Rebirth. So we have the first 6 episode titles. That's the one bit of news that I would consider that we got from this that isn't just straight away spoilers. So yeah, these episodes went up online. Key point, they went up in Spanish. It wasn't the English dub, it was the Spanish dub, which we know has just kind of come to a close. They're maybe still working on the last 3 episodes. Either way, they were put up. And as usual, the core fandom has handled them as they handled leaks in the past, where people watch them, people get annoyed that people have watched them, people get annoyed about spoilers, and so on. It's the stuff you expect when an episode leaks out. People get a little bit too annoyed when, it's just, look, we haven't got a lot of news right now. People are excited that we've got something. People get angry at Nickelodeon, which I think is the key point here, that something went wrong in Nickelodeon Mexico that meant that these episodes went up online when they weren't meant to. And that's completely shown when they mistakenly uploaded them in the place of Book 2 episodes. We didn't get episode 1 and 2. It was just a random assortment of episodes that happened to be in order. So I don't think this was intentional by Nickelodeon Mexico, but these aren't leaks. You're not doing anything illegal by watching these episodes. Yeah, you may be spoiling yourself in that you're kind of getting some spoilers about episode 1 and 2 when we haven't seen anything about those. Yes, you're kind of watching them in Spanish and you may not understand Spanish, but to some of the people saying that, this is an insult to Mike and Brian, you're doing something illegal doing this, that's not the case. These came out officially. They're available to watch if you want. I watched the episodes. I thought they were very good. Some fan dub subs came out. I watched the episodes with those subs, and I got a lot more enjoyment out of the episodes that way. I'm still going to watch the episodes when they air in English. I think everyone is. I don't think anyone's going to just go right now because they've seen the episodes in Spanish, maybe seen the subs, go, I'm just going to ignore the premiere of these episodes. That's not going to happen. The airing of Korra Book 3 and 4 is not realistically going to be affected by this. Nickelodeon have had tons of leaks in the past. It's gone all the way back to Book 2 of Avatar The Last Airbender. Book 3 was drastically affected by all these different leaks episodes being aired in other countries before America, books coming out that spoiled the plot of like the finale of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Korra had leaks before the show even came out. Um, Book 2 had leaks from the Comic Cons. Um, Book 1 of Korra had episode 4 leak online before it aired, and ratings weren't really affected. These leaks just simply don't affect the ratings of the show. The only thing that affects the ratings of the show is when Nickelodeon changes the time slot of the show. So don't worry about these spoilers in terms of their impact on the show. I get that people like to avoid spoilers. I personally don't care about spoilers at all. Part of that is just because I don't care. The other thing is that, you know, as an admin of a fan site, I I don't have to avoid anything and possibly miss news. I just purposely seek out the spoilers, and so I know what I'm like dealing with on the site. That okay, these are spoilers. I know to keep them off the site, not post about them. That way I keep myself completely informed on everything and know that I'm not going to like annoy the fandom because I suddenly like encountered a leak that I didn't really know about. And this has happened over the last few days. Now that everyone has the footage, you know, people have started to upload fan trailers to YouTube, and people who are avoiding spoilers are thinking that this is like an official trailer and are posting it all over the place, when in fact they're getting spoilers that they wouldn't get from an official trailer. Like, I watched this trailer that's made up of the 4 episodes that have aired, will have been put up, and there's some pretty big spoilers in it because of the way people are editing these episodes together. Like, it's one of these ones where like you may not think that some of them are spoilers, but there's some pretty huge stuff in that happens in these episodes that's very spoilery, I think. And so some of the people editing these trailers together aren't being very careful, I don't think, with it. So that's one thing I avoid, that because I know everything about the spoilers, I've watched them, I know what they are, what to look for. I know that when a mysterious trailer appears out of nowhere, that more than likely it's just edited down versions of these episodes. So that's just some thoughts on those leaks. And yeah, either way, I think the big positive that came from this is that it got people excited about Book 3 again. Even if people were avoiding spoilers, I think they were happy that they had the opportunity, if they wanted to see something from Book 3. I think people were happy to know just that these episodes are done. Like, Nickelodeon have them, and more than just we know that the book is complete, we know that the book is complete to the point where they can literally upload these episodes if they wanted to. And that's pretty positive. And then for the people who actually watch the episodes, I think they're just very happy with how this book is shaping up. If you thought that you saw some stuff in that Tiny Netherlands trailer that we got, you really haven't seen anything from Book 3. That trailer has a lot of stuff that you kind of like is interesting, but you're like, okay, that's the biggest part of that trailer. When in fact these episodes are like got some really crazy stuff with regards to, you know, who the villains are and so on. But yeah, I'm not going to get into talking about the specifics. If you guys want, you know, definitely let me know in the comments. I will put out a video and mark it as spoilers, and I will talk about the details of these 4 episodes if you want. But right now I don't have a plans initially to talk about them, just in case people want to just completely avoid the spoilers. But if you guys really want to hear my thoughts on the details of the episodes that came out, that were put up online, let me know in the comments that you really want to see a video and I try and get one out. But yeah, that's been the news this week. Leaks, some disappointing preview pages for the How to Draw book, and then a disappointing game from Nick.com, Rise of Avatar. Still an underlying, I think, disappointment that Nickelodeon America haven't done anything. They haven't responded to these leaks. Mike and Brian haven't responded to the leaks either, but I don't expect them to. The key is just that Nickelodeon America hasn't even so much as put out a trailer, hasn't so much as mentioned Book 3 exists, and have completely missed the boat on getting that exclusive first big look at Book 3 out there. And they've missed it because they decided to wait for Comic Con to do any sort of news. When the book is done, they could be releasing this information at any time they want, but for some reason, they just want to wait until Comic Con and get the big publicity. I think they're really undervaluing what they can do with their own social medias. They're undervaluing what the fandom can do to spread this news around. And most of all, they're undervaluing how popular Korra is in general. People love this show. This show is widely considered one of the best shows on TV right now. If you put out an official trailer for this and let people know about it, it will spread and realistically will probably be as big as any sort of Comic-Con announcement that you may put out. And so that's, I think, the biggest failure from Nickelodeon, just that the second these leaks came out and they heard about them, they should have put a trailer online just so you're basically distracting people from the leaks and giving them official information about the show and stuff like that. But nope, apparently we're going to have to wait till Comic-Con or the build-up to Comic-Con to get any major news on Book 3 change in terms of an English release. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, and bye.